We will hold the line, answer the call, and protect the innocent with renewed strength for Lee, for his family, and for the people he gave everything to protect.
Hey, some of the comments today as Sorensen, Officer Sorensen, Sergeant Sorensen was laid to rest today over in Logan.
Yes, and joining us now live, Heidi and Jim, who are both there, to tell us more about their experience being there and what they saw.
Well, Jamie, we're live on the campus of Utah State University, where Sergeant Lee Sorensen was remembered for the work he did in the community, always serving, whether he had the badge on or not. I thought it was interesting today when Chief Cordova was talking about him. He said when he took over for Chief, Jim, that he invited all the officers into his office to see if they had questions, quick meet and greet. Most people were in there for a few minutes. Sergeant Sorensen was just an officer at the time. He sat down with a list of concerns he brought from other officers, advocating for them for an hour. And then when he left, the chief was like, "That it?" And he's like, "Well, for now." So he was always working to make things better and making sure that he was speaking up for those who needed some kind of help.
And throwing in a little bit of humor, like you just referenced right there. For everyone that spoke said that that was something that he loved to do. He loved to throw in a little bit of humor, a little bit of joke, lighten the mood a little bit if he could. And that was a sign of the type of person that he was, the type of leader that he was, just promoted to sergeant. But it started from a very early age, his dedication to community and service and following through. He was an Eagle Scout early on in his life, and transfer all the way now through his entire career, getting promoted to sergeant. It was a very emotional day here. It's been emotional since August 17th when he tragically lost his life. But watching the funeral today, watching everyone come here and speak, not only people from Utah, but outside of the state, it was really, really an emotional day, culminating with that procession that left here at the campus to the cemetery in Garland.
That's right, in East Garland, where he was buried today. 2 News' Natalie Wattis was there. You were watching as the community had their last chance to give those final goodbyes. What did you see in here today, Natalie?
Well, people here in the community told me they wanted to show their respect for Sergeant Sorensen and his family, and part of that included a display that you can see part of behind me here. They lined the street heading to the East Garland Cemetery with American flags.
Everybody's really come together for this, which is heartbreaking, but so patriotic.
Miles of law enforcement vehicles from around the state and beyond, following Sergeant Lee Sorensen as he was conveyed to his final resting place.
Very humble, very emotional. And it's also such an honor to be able to have known him.
People in the Garland community say they wanted to pay their respects today as the funeral procession made its way to the East Garland Cemetery.
I just heard that they were going to do the transfer of the casket over here, and I said we need to do it all the way down the road to show how much we care and respect Sergeant Sorensen.
Jackie Snooks helped spearhead the effort to line the stretch from Highway 30 to the cemetery with American flags.
When you just put the text out, this is the time we're going to meet, and you never know how many people are going to show up, and it was just amazing to see how many people we had.
Lee Sorensen just lives down the street, Sergeant Lee Sorensen, and this is a community where we just help each other. If somebody's in need, everybody runs, and just like he ran to help someone.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this today and be able to watch the procession?
Oh, it's awesome to see the community come together, and that's just who this community is. We show up for each other.
Now, people on this street who knew the Sorensen family tell me that they're good people who are always willing to help, and that's something we heard echoed time and again about Sergeant Sorensen himself. Live in Garland, Natalie Wattis, KUTV 2 News.
Natalie, thank you. A family of Sergeant Sorensen, serving in the police department, most recently joining the medical examiner's office. And we learned today that his wife, also working with EMS and the fire department, they both were heavily involved in the community and find ways to lift others. The flags that were behind us here on the campus for the last couple of days just picked up by volunteers in the last 20 minutes. So there are people all over northern Utah who've been pitching in and helping out in any way they possibly could.
And at the funeral service earlier today, there was a part of it where his nieces and nephews came up on the stage and they did a song. There were so many nieces and nephews out there. It was very clear he comes from a very big family, but not only that, he now has a much bigger family, it seems like, as this whole community came out. And watching part of that family, that procession, was Christian Sita, who was along that procession route line earlier today. So Christian, what did you see as his body was making its way to its final resting place?
Yeah, Jim and Heidi, now there was a powerful display of respect and support for many people here, especially right here where I'm standing. There was crowds of people saying their final goodbyes. Crowds lined the streets for the procession dedicated to Sergeant Lee Sorensen. American flags waved high in the breeze and hands to the heart as strangers stood shoulder to shoulder, bound by a shared sense of gratitude and pride. For those watching from outside Box Elder County, today was a glimpse into the strong community spirit that defines this area.
Box Elder County loves their veterans and their first responders, and they will come out of the woodworks to support them in anything that they do. It's humbling to see the support from out of state come in and give them a chance to see Box Elder County as very hometown, very country, family oriented, and to have them come and support the families in this situation. It's humbling to see the extent.
Now, we were out here since 9 a.m. and we saw people coming in through the morning waiting for that procession here to pay their respects and again just say their final goodbye. Many people here said they were just thankful to see how much support they have received throughout the state and even throughout the country. Reporting live in Garland, Christian Sita, KUTV 2 News.
All right, Christian, thank you very much. So it has been a tough past couple of days here in these northern communities. For the past few days, we have shared some in-depth coverage of both of the officers' funerals. Officer Eric Estrada yesterday, and then Sergeant Lee Sorensen today. It's been a tough couple days.
And if you would like to go back and watch any of our coverage, you can find it on the 2 News mobile app or KUTV's YouTube page. If you weren't able to watch those full funeral services, I would encourage you to do so. Maybe give yourself a little time. You can listen while you're driving or watch at home. A lot of inspiration came from them. I know very emotional and difficult days, but if there's anything that I will personally take away from this, was the message that both of these officers were willing to serve their fellow man. They were willing to lay down their life. Each one of us in our own communities can do something to lift others, to make our communities better, to help and serve others. And so I hope that's what we can take away from this and really find ways in our own neighborhoods and part of the state to do a little better.
Officer Estrada was in his 30s. Sergeant Sorensen was in his 50s,
56,
and it's just, they were taken way too soon.
Absolutely. We will keep covering this in the days and weeks ahead. We know these families will continue to need that support. Live from the campus of Utah State University. Back to you guys in the studio.